GTII, BBAI, and SOUN. Where are these three stocks headed next, and should you be buying them right now? Guys, there's a lot of hot penny stocks in the market right now, and if you want to know how to trade them correctly, you can't find a better place than right here. My name is John Cota. I am a professional trader. Most people call me Coach. I've called out a number of short squeezes a day before they actually happen, as you can find in our Discord. So make sure that you're part of our free Discord so that you don't miss out on all of those hot stocks. The hottest penny stocks, GTII, BBAI, and SOUN, will now be explained. First, we're going to go over the fundamental news for these stocks, why these stocks are running in the first place, and then we're going to go over what is likely to happen to these stocks. Are they bullish or bearish in the long and short term? And then finally, we're going to go into the charts. So the only thing we can really trust is the charts. So we're going to take a look at those thirdly. So to start, we have the hottest penny stocks right now, and the hottest penny stocks are these stocks right here: GTII, BBAI, and SOUN. And most of these stocks fall into the AI sector with the exception of GTII. So GTII, I'm sure you guys have heard it, especially if you're watching a few YouTube videos, and especially if you're holding the stock, right? This is a company that is going to be acquired by company created, ticker CRTD. And the most recent news was actually released on January 30th, which is a few days ago, almost a week ago now. And the Creator First technology company today announced that it has extended the no-shop period under its letter of intent with Global Tech Industries Group, aka GTII, for its proposed acquisition. While there can be no assurance that a transaction will be consummated, both companies continue to work through the due diligence process, and Created is analyzing a potential collar structure for the transaction such that they can create a value of $3 to $5 per share for Created's shareholders. Okay, so this is good news. This is good news. It definitely caused, and I'll show you on the chart in a minute, what caused a rally in this stock. However, it's also uncertain news. This is also uncertain news because if Created extended the no shop for GTII, it did so for a reason, and that reason is the naked shorting going on with GTII. If there's naked shorting going on with GTII, then there's stock manipulation that's occurring, which needs to be figured out first, and which can be affecting the value of GTII. And so when a stock has uncertainty surrounding it, that can sometimes cause it to rise very quickly, but it can also cause it to fall very quickly. And if we get something like a gap down on GTII, which basically means the shares fall 10%, 20%, 50% overnight, that could be really bad for shareholders of GTII. And so because we have all of this uncertainty surrounding GTII, it may not be a good idea to swing trade GTII, especially because GTII is fairly unregulated. This is an OTC stock. The difference between an OTC stock and other stocks that are on the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, OTC stocks don't really have to meet the same requirements. They can be, well, in simple terms, they're shady. So GTII is a shady stock. If you've heard somebody talk about it, you may think it's just like every other stock, but the fact is GTII can actually, it's because it's so manipulated, it can move in much stranger ways than other stocks, and this stocks like that are OTC, they can get delisted instantly. I've seen it happen. In fact, I believe GTII almost got delisted once and basically gapped down 50%. So that can certainly happen again with GTII. So be careful when trading any kind of over-the-counter stock. Doesn't matter how many YouTubers talk about it. These are risky plays indeed. Okay, with that out of the way, we're going to go to BBAI. Now, BBAI is a stock that I called out at $1.80. So if you go into our premium Discord here, you can see that BBAI was actually called out at one. So I have to go to like the old messages, right? Because I literally called it out on January 12th. We were looking at buying BBAI okay, buying BBAI, and BBAI was at about $2.50 at the time. And then look at this, BBAI and ZVSA, they're around $2. Okay, so we're buying BBAI around $2. Okay, very, very interesting indeed, especially considering that BBAI itself, if we look at the chart on BBAI, has gone all the way up to $6, right? Triple your money, triple your money. So we have dealt with BBAI before, but we're going to just go more in depth right now into where this stock can go in the future. I mean, considering that most of the traders that are with me had the ability to triple their money taking a swing trade on BBAI, it makes sense for us to then go over where BBAI can go in the future. So Big Bear AI Holdings stock falls in the information technology service field after it is up 56.83% this week. Okay, Big Bear AI Holding is around the top of the information technology services industry. According to Investors Observer, BBAI received an overall rating of 80, which means that it scores higher than 80% of all stocks. Big Bear AI Holdings Incorporated also achieved a score of 100 in the information technology services industry, putting it above 100% of information technology services stocks. Okay, 100%. Okay, a score of 100 above 100% of information technology services stocks. Information technology services is ranked 114 out of the 148 industries. Okay, so information technology services is not necessarily ranked very highly, but it is BBAI is at the top of the food chain in terms of information technology. So even if the overall industry as a whole is not doing well, BBAI is still doing well, and therefore it's still a stock that worth looking at. I mean, the fact that we were able to triple our money on BBAI buying it $2, and we actually bought it lower than that, around 180, just goes to show you just how strong this stock actually is. But is it done running? Because what goes up must come down, especially in the stock market. So SOUN. This stock continued to gain ground on Friday, with shares of the AI voice technology developer climbing 44%. Shares of SoundHound, which went public in April, opened at $1.90, reaching a high of $3.13 in early afternoon. The stock closed at $2.82, slight pullback. SoundHound shares already made considerable gains since the Monday's announced an AI development deal with Hermes. The stock has surged 93% since the deal was announced on January 26, after hitting a 52-week low of 93 cents on December 22nd. Also stoking shares is increased investor interest in AI technology developers following Microsoft's announcement last month that it planned to invest billions in ChatGPT's developers, OpenAI. SoundHound went public in April following a merger with SPAC Archimedes Tech. All right, so this is basically SoundHound is performing really well, right? And SoundHound actually falls in the same ChatGPT AI sector that BBAI falls under. And so that's another reason why SoundHound is doing good. SoundHound and BBAI are kind of like cousins. Sound is pumped following the positive news, but just like last time, the stock pumped up on positive news and then hit a 52-week low. This is likely going to happen again with the stock, so we need to be careful. So we're going to take a look at the actual strength of all of these charts, a good idea of how to trade them, although I won't go in depth with that here. If you want the in-depth analysis, then you have to join the Discord. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you'd like to hear about short squeezes before they happen. And definitely make sure to like this video if you want to help other traders, because other traders just like you know almost nothing about stocks, nothing about technical analysis. So the ability for them to see this video and get educated is huge for their growth. So please do other traders a favor and like the video. Thank you. So we have BBAI here. This is the first stock we're going to take a look at. This stock went, again, this is where we were buying it all the way back here. You can see the notes and our area of buying it at the bottom here around $1.80. That little green arrow shows where we bought BBAI. and then the stock went from 180 to about $5.90. So technically, this stock is very strong indeed. However, it is near a core resistance point at $6, meaning we need to see a pullback on the chart to around $3.79 before we could even consider buying it. That being said, this is not a buy or sell recommendation. In fact, I make sure that you always use a stop loss and you don't trade unless you have a consistent track record for placing winning trades. That being said, right here around $3.70, that's around the area where if the stock cools off, it could be a good trade. Okay, and then selling it before this $6 resistance is probably a good idea. Now, if the stock goes crazy, if BBAI really starts taking off, then selling it anywhere from $8 to $9 is another good idea, because there's a lot of resistance at $10, as there usually is in stocks. So this is the BBAI chart. I didn't go in depth into exact buying prices and selling prices, but this will give you enough of an idea of where BBAI can head next. Or BBAI can start downtrending from here and go back to $4, $3, and even $2. So those are the two kind of scenarios with BBAI. And now that you understand those, we'll go over to our next stock, SOUN. And then finally, we'll hit on GTII and wrap up. So SOUN stock, okay, SOUN stock, that is right here. And so SOUN stock has performed really well as well. Okay, this stock went from $1.20, $1, and then it went all the way up to $2, and then it went to $3. So this stock tripled as well. Again, it's like the cousin of our other stock, BBAI. And in terms of where the resistance is at, the resistance is around $4. I don't expect SOUN to go above $4, but the stock itself is fairly strong. I like the buying volume on SOUN. I like the pattern on SOUN. Okay, so picking up the stock around $2, okay, around there could result in a good trade for SOUN, okay, because the volume has really picked up. The relative volume is very high on SOUN. Now, these are, again, not buying or selling recommendations. In fact, this is really cool and crazy because SOUN is a stock which, if you are trading it, then you need to know what you're doing if you're going to trade SOUN. Okay, you need to know what you're doing, and that means buying at a good price and selling at a good price. If you want to know what stocks we're trading exactly, make sure to stay until the end, because I'll give you an idea of what stocks we're going to trade and how to get them. Now, the third stock, and that stock is GTII. So let's do a quick look around at GTII right here. Okay, so GTII has gone all the way up to $3, especially following that January 29th news. So it's actually, the news has had a very positive effect. And so it went from 150 and it doubled. Okay, so GTII has doubled so far, but today is the first day it had a major pullback along with the overall market. So where can GTII head next? Well, we just have so much resistance at $3. I don't see GTII coming higher than $3, but technically, GTII can come all the way up to $5, and that's about where I expect it to top off. Okay, so around $5, I'd say, is a top off point for GTII, but the volume needs to increase even more, and it has to hold the $2 level. So buying GTII around $2 is what a professional trader would probably do if they were forced to trade GTII. But you never have to trade a stock, especially because some silly YouTubers are talking about it. Okay, I am a professional trader, and I do have a consistent track record for success, as any of my students know, which is why they pay me. But if you are trading on your own and you're just trying to look to actually earn some money, you generally don't want to trade stocks that you just hear about on the news or that a friend tells you about, because those stocks are usually not the kind of stocks which will actually make you money. They're more of gambles, and if you gamble when you're trading, then you're always going to lose in the long run. So if we go over to our favorite stocks here, GTII, BBAI, and SOUN, the strongest ones are SOUN, okay, and BBAI. And probably the strongest one out of those three is SOUN. Do not buy SOUN at any price just because I say that SOUN is the strongest out of them. It's only a consideration. The SOUN really is, out of these three, if I was forced to trade them, the best setup out of all of them. And so it probably will rock it at least one more time. But again, if you really want the details about where to buy and sell, if you really want a blueprint for how to trade profitably, then make sure that you actually go to this description of this video, because there's going to be a link there where you'll get access to my private group. All right, so like just like this trader made 3,000, just like we had multiple traders make 25% return today, you can click on our video, go to the bottom, and then click on this link that says Trade Like Coach. You'll be taken to a checkout page, which will essentially let you literally start making money in the stock market with me. Okay, so this is SOUN, GTII, and BBAI. I've given you a general idea of how to trade them. Thank you guys for watching this channel. And again, just make sure you have an amazing day. Be safe. Don't trade these stocks just because they're on a list. I'm only talking about them because a lot of other YouTubers are talking about them, but there are plenty of other good trades out there, especially this one that we are trading right now called We Trade Group. Not We Trade Group. WeWork Incorporated, which is around $2 right now, which I actually did give a call out. Okay, not financial advice, but I did let traders know in the Discord about WeWork around $2. So you guys have an awesome day, and we'll see you next time.